I want to talk to you about a thing that it's really been made so alive and real to me, and it's called 4x4. And when I first introduced it to some of my friends, that we all just sort of laughed, because what we were after, what I've always been after, has been something that changes, moves the furniture in my basement. I have a book in my library. We're recording in my personal study, and this book is called The Authority of Christian Experience. And the theme is, other people may not know or see your maturity, but you do. You know whether you're changing or not. And one of the things that becomes very discouraging, almost want to throw my faith away, is that I haven't changed. I'm still the same kind of miserable person I was before I got saved, and I couldn't figure out why that really was happening. And so on one occasion when I was really desperate, I said, "Lord, what do you want from me?" And he said very calmly, very fatherly, "I want your unshared love." And most of you have heard me say that, but it was dramatic. And so then out of that, I began to work through the whole agape paradigm and all of this, and I came, as you all know, to the great command: love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And then it struck me with great force, how am I going to get there? And so I want to try to explain very simply. It's not a preaching, it's not even a teaching, it's more of a sense, how does this thing work for me? How does it work for us? And it began by seeing Jesus as the way. It's erroneous to make Jesus to be a goal. Jesus is the way, and as a way, he is a road maker. He is the one who goes ahead of me. He has gone ahead of me and made a way for me to come to the Father. So when I begin to see him as the way and the road maker, and there's a scripture that has 4 pieces in it, and that's the first 4, which was the road maker their job was, I'm going from Raleigh to Charlotte, and the road maker was supposed to make sure there was no rivers, no broken bridges, nothing going, so that as I traveled to Charlotte, I would not have to turn around and be embarrassed, but the road was made for me to be able to go successfully on the journey that I was intended. Now those 4 things are not complicated, but I've never seen them in this context. The first one was, he brings the mountain down. The second one was, he brings the valley up. The third one was, he makes the crooked to be straight. And the fourth one was, he makes the rough places to be plain. Now, I want you to see this in an applicable or workable or grasping way. It's affected me to see how God has made the provision for me, for Christ to take me to the Father. Now, if he takes me to the Father, that involves the next 4, which is the great command. He says, I want you to love me with all your heart, with all your mind, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. And so I saw this kind of 4x4, and the road maker And the end result is my ability to love God, allow him to love me. And so here we go. I want you just to think these through, then I'll make an application so that we're able to sort of own them together. I don't want you just to listen. I want you to be a participator. I want you to involve and grasp and allow this to be workable in your life. And other people may not know if you're real or not, but we know ourselves whether we're real or unreal. And despair and loss comes from knowing that I am not an authentic person. Now watch, the mountain down, these are the first four now, the mountain down is pride and arrogance and a kind of a attitude that it's a mental stronghold. It's a thing that says I know it all. So the mountain speaks of pride and arrogance. The second one is, amazingly, the pride is the mountain, and the valley is depression, the downer, always speaking negatively. I don't know who I am. And so there's a false humility, actually excessive humility. And so the mountain and the valley. Then the crooked places. I wondered how the scripture uses it. It is exactly the way I'm trying to explain it. In Acts 13 he says, you have made the ways of the Lord crooked. I thought, well, okay, got it. So the crooked, then Philippians says, you are the voice to this crooked generation. So I saw the application. Now what? Mountain is pride. The valley is false humility, the downer. The crooked and the rough. Now what is the rough? The rough is my anger, my cruelty, my condescending, my kind of, again, a know-it-all kind of an attitude, and I injure other people by my callous behavior. And so I said, Lord, I don't want to live like that. That's not who I am. And so when I saw that, then those four are really, I'd like to use it like this, these four are God's way of bringing the agape seed to its maturity. What maturity would look like now is the second four. Let's just look at them for a moment. And it goes like this. He wants me to love him with all my heart. And most of us, when we met the Lord, man, we loved him with all of our being. But we didn't have the working knowledge, the understanding of how to give him the other three things. Now I see these three things as, the other three things as kind of incremental. If I love him with all my heart, the next thing he asks for is for me to give him my emotions, my heart and my soul. My soul is all my emotions, my decision-making, my will, my choices. And so he works now to cultivates me until I'm able to give him my choices, my emotions stabilize. And man, I'm tempted to say some stuff about emotions, but I'm an emotional being. So watch how we go now. Heart, soul, mind. Oh my God. When I saw the sequence, every one of us who know Scripture at all understand that severe battle is in the mind. Rediscovering my identity, believing God, understanding him. sometimes I've teased about this. He said, be renewed by the removal of your mind. No, I mean the renewal of your mind. Now, this battle for the mind is unbelievably, it's probably one we see more than the battle for the emotions. And then the fourth one really took hold of me. He said, I want all your strength. And I saw it. I can't be an observer. I can't be a poser. I've got to get involved. I've got to be a participator. So after I give him my heart, the process of giving him these other three things, and I thought, how do we get there? And that's kind of what I want to try to make an application, if I can, so that you are able with me to look at this and understand how the Lord does it. Now, I've been trying to understand why Jesus says in the Great Commission, mentor the nations. After they're mentored, then you could teach them everything that I taught you. Recently, I've had an experience of what I'd like to call the training wheels. And when I was a child, even all four of my children, I had bicycle with training wheels, and training wheels right and left, and the training wheels keeps the thing going until I'm able to learn how to ride on my own. I thought, oh my God, he understood how badly we needed somebody to act for us in a mentoring way until I can find myself on my bicycle and I learn to ride it and keep my balance. And we all know the scripture that says, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Once I learn to ride and hold myself steady. But here's the central part of what I'm wanting to say. And I'm asking you to try to embrace it with me. That is, the ability for you to understand that the mountain and the valley and the mountain valley, crooked places and the rough places, I've always believed that these four things happened. Then I would understand how to give him heart, soul, mind, strength. And out of some personal experiences I've been going through, I saw, no, it requires mountain, valley. It requires crooked and straight. In each one of these four aspects, as I mature, he breaks my pride, absolutely allows me to understand biblical humility. Second, he does not allow me to live in the basement. He's calling me up to the living room, a place where I can live emotionally stable. Thirdly, he wants me to rediscover my identity. He wants me to live a life of faith and victorious over the mental battles, the accusations, the voices, the false things that are surrounding me and us. And sometimes I think the mental battle, at least it seems like the mental battle, is more severe than all of the other ones. And of course, the last one, probably most important, which is for me to learn to give him my money, my time, my talent, my treasure, learning how to give him my physical strength, for me to be able to say to the Lord, I'm yours. I really do want to be yours, and I don't want to lose that. I'm desirous to give you. Now, let me make an application here, and we'll be able, I hope, to say 4x4 would be kind of a governing factor for my journey, because I see Christ as the road maker. He said, if you follow me, I will take you to the Father. I believed that. It has been sort of a life message for me. I said to Christ, I want you to take me to the Father. He said, all right, this is how it works. You will be given a new birth. In that new birth is the DNA of the patterned Son. You're not wandering. I want you to know where this journey takes us. This journey takes us to a place of being conformed to the image of Christ. No mystery to that. The mystery is, how does that work? What is involved? And so I am speaking, if I hope I don't keep circling the wagon, but I'm speaking to the mystery. And then the mystery was very, very clear, started to break. I need for you to go to the Father. I need you to understand the necessity of my dealing with your arrogance, and the necessity of me bringing you up out of your despair and your darkness, and the downers that you're always speaking about. And thirdly, I need you to understand that you are manipulative. There are crooked things in your personality, and I want to straighten those out. And fourth one, of course, is I want you not only to be straight, but I want you to be smooth. I want you to stop the arrogant talk and the condescending attitudes and the sense of being superior and all the things that go with the fallen nature. If I may, I want to be kind of brutal or clear or absolutely certain you understand. This doesn't happen one time and then you get all four. What I'm saying is that he uses these four farmer cultivation aspects. He uses all four of these to cultivate you into the image of Jesus Christ, allowing you to say, you know, I am different than I was last year. I really am. I sense God's person, His presence. I really am growing. I'm less emotional. My ups and downs are starting to smooth out, and all the manipulation in me is beginning to modulate, and I'm seeing how to do it differently. And finally, I want to give Him all my strength. I've said to the Lord repeatedly, I withhold nothing from you. I withhold nothing from you. You have given me everything. I withhold nothing from you. It was Augustine who said, oh, truth, truth, I love you. And I want badly to impart that to you, your ability to say, truth, truth, I love you, and then allow the Lord to bring your mountain down, your valley up, the crooked straight, and your ability to give Him the rough places plain, and you will find yourself saying, I love him with all my heart, my emotions are stable, I am able now to say to him, my mind, I have the mind of Christ. Last point is, I want you, take me, Lord, and use me for your purpose.